Hi, we're in segment 5. Welcome back. This segment is about what to do about the hitting for now. This is not our final story on what to do about the hitting, but this is enough to get you going from this week to the next. We want to give you time so that you can get a listening partnership going, so that you can get listened to about the heat that rises in you, the worries, the fears, the upsets, the urges that you have around your child's hitting, so that you can get some support and some relief on your end. And then we're going to ask you this week to do this proactive special time work with your child to raise the safety that your child feels with you, plump it up a little bit, increase it a little bit, and to give you that just nice 10 minutes to just pay attention to your child. It's really a relief to let go of all the other things that we're worrying about and really just focus in for a little while. It's actually a good and a fun thing, so to let you enjoy that. But in the meantime, your child is hitting, the behavior is coming up way more often than is comfortable for you. There's no time that they're hitting that you love or enjoy or feel happy about them. So what to do? I think what we want to talk about is what not to do first. And the most disempowering thing that parents commonly do around hitting is to go, oh gee, I hope she doesn't hit today. Here's her friend. She always winds up hitting her friend during the last 15 minutes of their play dates together, or maybe it's during the first 15 minutes when the friend touches something that she considers hers, and you just go, I hope it doesn't happen. This leaves you in an almost powerless position because your child has certain triggers. You've seen those triggers go off over and over again. You've seen hitting behavior result. And if you're hoping it doesn't happen, your hope has no power. You're actually ensuring that it will happen when you hope that it doesn't. So that hope that you feel inside is actually a false hope, and we want you to throw it away. Just notice when you're hoping that something bad won't happen, and instead we want you to adopt a commitment to be the safety manager for your child all the time. This means you don't leave a child who hits in the kind of situation that they often hit in without you right there next to them, committed to stopping the hitting before it starts. So in our minds, we keep thinking children ought to be able to handle their own behavior. And that's where we're going. We want your child to actually have the capacity to think more and more of the time, so he won't be, subject to sudden impulses more and more of the time. Your child doesn't have that capacity some of the time now. You know those kinds of times when your child doesn't have the capacity, you have to take over. That is your job as a parent. So we want you to take on safety manager as your job. That means that if your child tends to hit after he's been alone in the room with other siblings that, in your family, for more than 7 minutes, that you don't leave that child alone in a room with siblings for more than 7 minutes. You leave him alone for 5 minutes, then you come in and you go, hey buddy, come on, you want to be on my back for a little while? I have to go, do something in the kitchen, but I'd love to have you on my back. So you move in, you change the situation, you keep them away from the kind of thing that drives them to hitting as best you can. It means that you don't talk to your child about hitting anymore. You've given the hitting lecture many times. It has done the good work that it can possibly do, and it hasn't stopped hitting entirely. So assume that your child gets that they shouldn't hit, gets that it's not allowed in your family, gets that you don't like it, gets that their little brother or sister is hurt by it. Assume your child's intelligence that you never need to give that lecture again. Drop the lecture. You won't be we don't want you to waste your energy. We don't want you to waste your energy warning your child. Now, honey, this is your play date, and we don't want you hitting, okay? Do not hit Bruno. I know that he sometimes makes you angry, but I don't want you to hit him because that's not what a friend does. You can drop that kind of warning. You can drop the threats. Honey, if you hit Bruno, you can't play with Bruno anymore. Bruno is your friend. We want to have him over, and if you hit him, he won't be able to come here anymore, so please don't hit Bruno. Stop that. All of that is in a certain way, powerless behavior on our part. We are talking to somebody who has certain triggers, who goes off in certain ways at certain times, and what they need is our help with that difficulty. We keep hoping they won't have the difficulty. Just stop hoping, and what you want to do instead is take responsibility for safety and do what we call a friendly patrol. So your child is having a child over for a play date, and hitting often happens in these play dates, especially during the first 10 minutes, because your child is really touchy about the other child getting anywhere near their things. So instead of, sitting back and waiting for it to happen, what you do is, Bruno, good to have you over. Sally's so glad to have you here. And then you get in and you get down on your hands and knees and you go where they go. And you get right next to your child without a threat, without a warning, without a punishment hung in front of him like that, without a bribe. You just get there and you be there. And when Bruno touches, the Sally's, dolly stroller, and Sally starts, Sally reaches up like this, you just put your hand on her hand like that. You just go, no lecture, no big deal, no huffing and puffing. You just go, nope. So you get in and you stop the action before it can have a hurtful result. This is difficult to do, but this is, and sometimes you're not quick enough the first couple times, but you will get quicker and quicker as you begin to see more and more what the expression is that comes over your child's face. That means that fear has taken her over. In general, right before a child hits, their expression goes flat, their eyes lose their shine, their face loses mobility, and then they hit. When children are kind of overcome with a feeling of fear, they lose their flexibility, they lose their shine. So you want to watch for that. And sometimes, for instance, a child who is hitting the baby or bothering the baby, aggressive towards the baby, sometimes what you do is you just move in and you put your hand on a child's tummy so they can, be friendly towards the baby. They can make a beeline for the baby, but you just slow them down a little bit. Oh, you're going to go see the baby. Okay. And you just slow them down a little bit and you halt them, this far away from the baby so that if they tried to hit, they couldn't hit the baby. And you just go, yeah, you're such a good big sister. Yeah, I know you love him. And you validate the child. Your child has friendly intentions. It's just that she gets really scared when she's close to the baby and can't control herself anymore. So what you do is you do friendly patrol, and you stop the hitting behavior before it starts, if at all you can. So you stop them before they get too close. You put your hand on the thing that they're grabbing. You stop their hand in midair, and then you make eye contact and you say, oh, I can't let you do that. And that's all you say. And what will happen, if you keep eye contact with your child and stay as warm and supportive as you can, your child will feel the willingness to listen that you're bringing. And they will writhe and they'll squirm and let me go, don't touch me, why are you doing that? They'll complain. And if you stay and are quiet and don't try to, well, I'm doing this because I'm trying to help you to stop hitting because you always hit, and when Bruno's over we have all of this terrible time and I want him to be able to come over again and again, we have to teach you not to hit. It's like, if you don't distract your child with all these things that you're saying, if you're very quiet, your child can reach in, notice how bad she feels, and begin to cry. And those tears are what drives the hitting. It's like those are the feelings hidden under a rock inside of her somewhere. And your quietness and you keeping things safe allows those feelings to bubble up to the surface and allows her to show them to you. So we're not going to give you any fine points about listening to crying, but what we will say is the longer you can allow your child to cry with your support, the more you can offer connection while she's crying about how bad this feels, how much she doesn't want you to touch her, how she wants to run away. And if she does run away, you follow. She jams herself into a corner. You follow, you stay maybe 2 feet away. You say, sweetie, I'm sorry, it's so hard. I'm right here. And let her do the hard work of offloading the bad feelings. This is a healing process. This is what you want. It really isn't easy, but you want your child to offload these bad feelings. This is what was underneath the hitting behavior. And when you can stop the behavior by bringing a limit and holding the limit, your child can feel the feelings that were driving the behavior. Up they come and out they come. And if you can connect, so bad feelings are coming out, connection is going in. More bad feelings are coming out. Don't touch me, Mommy. I don't like this. Why are you doing this to me? Sweetie, I'm right here. Everything's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. You are hurting me. This hurts. I don't like it. I don't want to be here. I want to go away. I want Bruno to go away. Sweetie, it's okay. Bruno's here. No, Bruno's your friend. He's not my friend. I don't like him. I don't want to be here. Sweetie, Bruno's your friend. You're a bad mommy. You just let it all pour out. That's all hurt that needs to be heard. And you're pouring connection in. She's doing really hard work. You're doing really hard work, but you're saying very, very little. It's like your hard work is just hanging in there and hoping that this process might actually help, where all the lectures and the punishment and the timeout and all that didn't help. Because what you're doing is you're allowing your child emotional release. So your homework is to do special time with your child, find somebody who can listen to you and allow you to show the feelings that you have. Cry if you can, tantrum if you can, yell if you can. It's a good place to do it is with another grown-up. Observe what leads up to your child's hitting. Do friendly patrol. And if and when your child begins to cry, see what you can do to hang in with it. See what you can do to keep connecting while they do the hard work of emotional release. So that's a big plate full of homework for you. We hope you have good adventures. Yeah, we have consultants on hand in case you get stuck in the middle or want to check in with someone. And there's a discussion group that we have that you can join where almost everything has been talked about and questions have been answered for 3 or 4 years now. So you can look up hitting and aggressive behavior and see what the responses have been over time, or ask your own question there. Thank you for being an adventurous spirit. Thank you for considering these fresh and interesting ideas, and I wish you an interesting time in the next week. We'll be back soon. Thank you.